My happy place right now, Adam, is just envisioning Vladdy running through the Rogers Center screaming, "This is my house."
Next comment then. Jason says, just curious your thoughts on Kevin Biggio not tagging up last night when Bo sent that ball to the warning track. Also, as nice as it would have been for Bo to walk it off with a home run, this is probably better to have had Vladdy do it, right?
So a few things here. I am completely fine with Biggio not tagging up there with one out. Aaron Judge was one of the better arms in that Yankees outfield, making the catch deep. Biggio went halfway between second and third. He was ready to score if Judge didn't make that Bichette, that deep ball by Bichette, make the catch. Yeah, I was fine with it. I was fine with the way he played it. He's still going to score on a single from second base, which he did the next at bat when Vladdy ended the game in theatrical and heroic ways, and then ran around the field screaming, "This is my house." God, I love that. This is my house. How often do you hear Vladdy screaming English? Never. And then you hear him screaming, "This is my house." Like, oh man, I was so pumped after that. And I get what whose comment was that again?
This is from Jason.
Yeah, so I get Jason's sentiment there, saying that yeah, it would have been nice to see Bichette hit it out there and end the game, but it probably was best for Vladdy. And I think what he just means is that Vladdy has had a rough September, and that maybe this sort of thing is the confidence boost the kid needs to, you know, kind of place himself back as one of those big offensive cogs in this Blue Jays offense wheel. So I agree.
There we go. Well, yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you. I was a little bit annoyed with Kevin Biggio not tagging up. I mean, just from it wouldn't have hurt standpoint. Like I don't know. I know Aaron Judge has a good arm, but what's the? I don't know, Scott. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way.
Listen, it's fair.
Really nitpicking here, though, to be critical, especially in a game that we ended up winning.
He did play it the way baseball players are taught to be played. To play that. I'm saying play too often here. To play that play. But literally, like when there's one out and a guy at second and it's a deep fly ball, you're supposed to go halfway between second and third in case the ball gets down and then he can score on the play. Whereas if you're sitting at second waiting to tag and it does wind up going down, you might just take third, and then everyone's upset about that too, right? So
I suppose it's the John Schneider of it all, right? Like it's if it works out, great, and if it doesn't, then you're criticized for it the next day. So anyways, I was glad to see Vladdy put it in the left field and finish the game the way they did. All right. Comments here from the YouTube. That's basically it for the mailbag today, as we were at the 45-minute mark. We did get a comment from Josh right off the top of the show about Dulcimerist, which didn't mean anything to me. Dulcimerist, longtime viewer of the walk-off.
yes.
But Josh says, the most important question for today, does Dulcimerist play a Dulcimer? Or is he just a D&D nerd? So I didn't know what a Dulcimer was until I read this question. But yeah, I looked it up, and it is like a stringed instrument.
There you go.
So there you go.
So Dulce, answer the question.
Dulcimerist.
We know you're watching.
We know you're watching. There you go. Let us know your proficiency at the Dulcimer. Anyways, that's all we got for today. So thank you
everyone for all the interaction throughout the week too. We really do appreciate it. If you are this far into the mailbag, we would love it If you haven't already, if you subscribe to the channel and hit like, we do really appreciate all of you who listen on audio. Our downloads go up every single week, which is, it warms the cockles of the soul, if you will. So thank you so much, everybody who are doing that. If you are listening on audio and haven't hit subscribe, it really, really helps the channel if you do hit subscribe on the audio side of things too. In fact, even if you're on the YouTube thing and you never use audio, feel free to look up the walk-off wherever you get your podcasts and just hit that subscribe. Even if you never use it, it goes a long way.
Download and don't listen. That's the best way to do it.
That's right. A big thank you to all of our Patreon. We really appreciate you. And for those of you out there who have donated to our new computer, as you can tell, things are going good. We're not chugging along like we used to. We're able to go live all the time. Taco Time, who's in our chat right now, he was very generous in that aspect. We've got all sorts of people who have donated throughout the last month or so to help us get this new machine.
Did you see how fast I pulled up that Kyle Schwarber stat?
Oh my goodness.
Instantly.
You can have multiple windows open at a time. Exactly. So you've got the Patreon list. We'll quickly.
Yeah, patreon.com/the Walk-Off Podcast. $1 a week to support us there. David, Abraham, Michael, Sarah, John, Simon, Rashid, Joshua, Jeremy, Ian, Dunedin, Bob, John, Wyatt, and Patrick. I think Joey is also on that list. I haven't added him to this note there. But Joey, thank you as well. Basically
$1 a week.
$1 a week gets a sorry, swallowed a bug. Swallowed a bee. I'm like Premier Ford. Swallowed a bee here. All of our videos are live or that we go live for end up on our Patreon in the full form. So there you go. On Patreon.
If you don't like the clipping or just would like to see the unedited version, you absolutely can join Patreon and then get it all there. We also have, what do you call it when you put out our interviews?
Early access.
Early access. Wow. See,
you're struggling, Scott. Adam. We need coffee. Let's wrap this up and go get some coffee.
I got up 30 minutes before we did this, and I never do that. I normally give myself 90 minutes so my brain's working, but needed the extra sleep, and this is what happens.
I hear you.
I don't remember things like early access.
All right. I'm just seeing from Taco Time here. Should do a segment on the new computer. What did you get? I don't know what we got. I'll take a picture of it, and I'll put it in Discord. How's that sound?
We'll put the specs up that the guy who helped you put it together. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the science nerd that helped with us.
The science guy.
All right. Cheers to everybody. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow for the
Scott and Adam. Adam and Scott.
And Adam suck ass at betting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go from there. So cheers, and we'll catch you later.
Later, gang.